So what is the single greatest relationship you can ever have? Let me know. What is it? If your answer is anything outside of self, then the answer is wrong. Okay? Not that there's any such thing as wrong. It's just not the highest relationship. The highest relationship you can ever have is with yourself. There's no greater relationship, period, the end, because you are the source of all of your experiences. How you interpret and respond to and react to the world around you and the experiences that you have and all the magic and the wonder that you can experience and the things that you can attain and accomplish and achieve all stem from what is going on inside of you. Not only mentally, okay, like the mindset movement's all about the mental. Let's reprogram the mental. Absolutely not. That's one small aspect. It's only actually, truthfully, 1/4 of your entire physical experience. And so a lot of people are putting all this emphasis on the mindset movement and reprogramming the mind and what you think is what you are and all of this sort of stuff. And it's not true. It's not true. I mean, it is, but it's only 1/4 of the equation, and it's not even the most important. The emotional body is the most important, and it's the most neglected, and it's the most misunderstood. And of course, you've got your physical body, and then you've got your spiritual body as well. But if you think about it, every single experience you have ever had is what determines how you live your life and how you interpret your life. You know, your primary caregivers, your family, your parents, or whomever it was that raised you as from a child especially, right? All of their belief systems and you know, how you grew up and the environment you grew up in programmed you with certain belief systems, right? And so when you started receiving non-love or having negative experiences, how you interpreted them, how you understood them, and the nature of them, and the impact of them on you started flavoring and changing how you view the world. And because of that, every single experience you have becomes tainted and flavored by all of those different experiences, all those different lenses through which you view the world. And that's the reason why some people are ultra negative and some people just keep creating the same thing over and over and over again and feel like they're trapped, or some people are constantly depressed, or some people are always anxious, or some people, you know, aren't able to hold jobs, and some people just create bad relationships all the time and things like that. It's because of the programming and the conditioning that you received. So wouldn't it make sense that the greatest relationship and the greatest work and the greatest accomplishment that you could do, bar none, is to get all that stuff out, to reprogram that, to let the energy, the blocked emotions, and the trauma and the things that you took on, to release all that non-love out? Because when you do, it changes everything. It automatically reprograms your mind. It automatically regulates and changes your whole emotional body and starts restoring it back to its natural state, which is unconditional love. And when you start working on your emotional body and releasing all the trauma and the pain and the hurt and everything that wasn't expressed when it was introduced into your body, then your mind automatically starts adjusting as well, and the monkey mind starts quietening down. Your physical body starts healing. And you'll find that you will naturally lose weight. You will find that you will naturally gravitate to healthier foods. And certain addictions will just start leaving you automatically because it just no longer is necessary, because you're no longer trying to stuff. You're no longer trying to quell the emotional body and the madness and the craziness. You literally start getting to the source of the issue and pulling that keystone in the dam out that starts creating a ripple effect. And when you have the tools, and you have the techniques and you have the ways to be able to engage with the healing process and the transformation process, and with creating communication with your higher self, with those parts of yourself, and understanding intrinsically who you are. And I urge you to watch my video on meditation is communication, okay? Because it's one of the most powerful videos I have, and it's true that meditation is the tool and the vehicle to transform your whole entire life, because it allows you to really tune in and build and foster that relationship with your higher self, with your super consciousness, your I am presence, your God self. It's just works, and the quantum field. Doesn't matter what terminology you use to describe the infinite oneness that's out there. All that matters is that you foster that relationship and that you have your own experiences, so that you don't have to, if you haven't yet had an experience of your divinity and your God self and who you truly are, then why not make that your highest priority? Because once you have that experience and once you realize the power that lies within you, it's all over. You can never go back, all right? You can never go back, because that's when you start realizing of like, oh my gosh, I've been living a lie. The world has no power over me. And where it does try to influence me, I don't need to react to it anymore, because I know the truth and I can see it for what it is. And in fostering that relationship and that connection, you're intrinsically protected from a lot of the craziness out in the world as humanity fumbles its way through its burgeoning realization of what I'm talking about. Because it's become a survival mechanism now. The great awakening that's happening on the planet must happen, because we're at that state where we could potentially, or we have the means to be able to literally destroy the planet. Now, it's not going to happen. The divine won't allow it. But that's not the point. The point is, you do not need to live in pain and suffering if you choose not to. But the only way to alleviate that is by removing all the non-love that's inside of you, all the trauma, all the abuse, all the limitations, all the negative programming, because all belief systems are technically limitations. And based on those belief systems, we make our day-to-day decisions, because if you think about it, 90% of your consciousness is unconscious, because we have that 5 to 10% that's our conscious experience, but that 90 to 95% is where all the programming is. It's where all the automation takes place, and that overrides that 10%. And that's the reason why no matter how much mindset stuff you do, it's so slow, number one, and number two is it just gets overwhelmed by the unconscious programming. So Who's the best one to help you with that? But you, your higher self, your superconscious self, your God self, the quantum field, love, God, Great Spirit. Whatever terminology works for you, it really doesn't matter. There's a higher power that is the source of who you truly are. And if you only believe that you're just this physical form, well, then maybe you should look into the sciences more, because a lot of people, I only believe in science. But a lot of the science that people believe is all old stuff, and it's stuff that's been manipulated and has agendas and money and all sorts of stuff behind it. So it's not always the truth. But if you look at quantum physics and you look at metaphysics and you look at actual sciences now, they've proven that we're all interconnected. They've proven that you actually create your own reality. They've proven so many things that ancient wisdom has been saying for tens of thousands of years. And it has never been wrong. But science is continuously evolving and changing and continuously proving itself wrong. As the next discovery is made, as more we evolve and we have the technology to be able to study the different sciences and come to new realizations and new conclusions. So the number one relationship is your relationship with self. Period. The end. No greater importance. You work on this and your whole entire life will transform, and you will literally become superhuman, and you will actually be able to manipulate and control to a certain degree. It's not really a controlling, it's a surrendering, but it's an allowing the higher realms to feed you and to serve you. Because as you establish that relationship with your superconscious self and your higher self, right, you start building that implicit trust, and you start actually surrendering to the divine, and you start engaging with it, right, so that you can actually start creating the life that you were born to live and that you deserve to live. There's no greater work. Period. The end. No greater work at all. That's power. And we've been so conditioned to believe that we're not good enough, that we're this and we're that, and we're such victims to the world around us, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary. So my goal is to give you that experience, to help you build that experience and that relationship with yourself so that you can take your power back and work and allow your higher self through the reclaiming sessions and through my coaching and my programs and so forth, so that you can realize your full potential and literally live in a magical world. And I'm not over exaggerating, because I'm talking from experience, and I've witnessed it with hundreds, if not thousands, of people that I've worked with and that came through the ashram that I lived in, and through my travels and all of that. These concepts are not magical concepts. It's just taking things to the highest level. If you want the perfect relationship, work on yourself and you'll magnetize it. You want the perfect job or career or business, work on yourself and you'll magnetize it. You want the perfect lifestyle, work on yourself and you will magnetize it to you. It will happen as a result of you becoming all that you truly are, as a result of you raising your vibration and becoming more and more and realizing more and more of who you truly are. That's what self-mastery is. It's what enlightenment is. That's what illumination is. That's what ascension is. It's about allowing the divine, which is you, to become you in your earthly embodiment, in your earthly experience. And all you got to do is just remove all the things that prevent that from happening. All the programs, all the belief systems, all the limitations, all the pain, all the hurt, all the suffering, all the lies, the distortion, all of which were introduced to you because as a baby, you are pure love. And we all have different expressions of it because, you are this small physical embodiment having an experience. But we all have unique skills and talents and unique ways in which love, the superconscious, the quantum field, God, all of that can express itself through you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm very blessed, and hopefully so are you.